listening to really what requirements are needed to do a job right. And I think also at the same time, not listening and going with my gut feeling when I know truly that something is right and wrong, and just because of peer pressure or because of the pressures around you that want to go in that direction, that I just went with the flow. So it actually taught me to listen to my intuition a lot more. And even if it means going against where everybody else wants to go or with the flow, my intuition has been cultivated and developed to know what's right and what's wrong now, where if I believe that it's the wrong direction, I will not go in that, even if it means that it's a lot harder to convince everybody to make a U-turn and go in the other way. So when I had this gut feeling and the feeling that something was going to go wrong and I didn't take action, it actually went wrong.
So when you take these big decisions now, do you believe that you have data, you have consultants? So do you still believe in gut, or how do you go about taking important decisions at your role?
Well, I listen, I consult, you do calculated decisions, but a lot of that comes with your own gut feeling. And then you make the right calculated decision. But I can tell you that more times than none, that the decisions that I've made are always based on the starting point, which is my gut feeling.
So you trust your instinct more than just the numbers and the data?
Now, like I said, a gut feeling is something that you have, but the smart person is the person who takes that gut feeling and then supports it with the facts. Because today in organizations, you have people to convince, you've got numbers that might tell you yes, might tell you no, all right? But then that's actually my guiding force. But again, today we all live in a number society, we all live with reports, we all live with KPIs, we all look at our metrics in the organization to know, or even when you want to make a decision, especially in finance or especially when you're talking about spending any kind of money, you've got to do those kind of research and you've got to do those analysis. But so it's a balance between both.
So tell us now on a personal level, right? What do you think are the 5 rules of success? Do you have some rituals or something you really believe in, which you genuinely follow in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, well, my team's here, so I don't know really. There are always, you want my own personal rituals first?
Yes. And your personal rules of success, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I always wake up in the morning promising myself to do at least 5 things that I have to do no matter how the day ends or how the day spans. Because as a CEO, my agenda, changes constantly. But whether it's until 12 o'clock at night or whether when everybody leaves the office, those 5 things have to be done. They could be anything. They could be making a phone call, they could be reading a report, they could be answering a couple of emails that are very important, or actually making some decisions or driving and sending emails to my team. So that's one thing that I have to do, because that gives me a sense of fulfillment. Because sometimes as CEOs, you might think that or as entrepreneurs or people who drive business, that you've got to see results instantaneously. And it doesn't come immediate. Some is immediate, some take a long time. And that sometimes is the only thing that one starts to question at the end of the day. Am I making a difference? Am I adding value? If my day is spent guiding my team, and then I step back, I've got to wait to see what my team does. So my own sense of fulfillment might not be there yet.
Correct, yes.
Right? But the fact that I do those 5 things, and I do them myself, makes me know that I'm moving forward as well. I make it a point to always have my ear and my finger and on the pulse of the organization in every single part of the organization because I've got to know what's happening. And people might think that's micromanagement. I think no, it's not micromanagement. In order to run an effective company, you've got to know what's happening in every area. I mean, look at the hospitality industry. I mean, general managers of a hotel, as far as I know, start their career, you know, in housekeeping or cleaning bathrooms, and they build themselves up. So they know every single part of what's happening in the organization. And that's what makes anybody successful in an organization, to strategize it, to drive it forward, to understand the complexity, to provide solutions, and to also communicate with the team and guide them. Like I said earlier on, I think sometimes I've got to know the business a lot more than they do from a general management point of view, while I have to also rely on their expertise because they're the subject matter experts.
Yes.
But I've got to know the big scope and the big picture and minute details as well.
Here I would like to ask one question to your team, if you may allow. Can we have a mic? So I would like to ask anybody who is going to risk it, right? What do you love? Like, give me one quality of your boss which you absolutely love, and one quality which drives you insane.
Oh my God.
Give us all one, please. And
Ramy is not man of the word, he's man of the action. And in the leadership, you really feel on a daily basis that he gives you the opportunity, that he believes in you. This is absolutely key important, which I believe from the CEO should coming from the top.
okay. And yeah, all of us, just tell us one particular quality of his which perhaps drives you. And I think every leader has that, right? Every big leader has something.
I'm not sure if I will answer. Maybe when Ramy calls, to be available. That's a sensitive point there.
So, sir, are you, because last time I met you in your office, I found out that you keep on working like you are a workaholic. And perhaps, do you expect your team also to be like you 24/7? And my question to you is, yes, why? I mean, do you don't believe in work-life balance, or you love your work so much that everything is consumed by that?
I don't expect my team to be like me. But I don't expect my team. I expect that my team gives the best that they can during the time that they're working. And you can ask them, I think they know that I don't expect them to spend, you know, I'm a person who believes in today's age, as long as you get the work done and you've got your targets and you've got your tasks and you've got your responsibilities and you're cracking away and doing them, then that's fine. Myself, I have a lot on my plate. I've always been very passionate about what I do. There were some jobs that I liked and some jobs that I didn't like, but I can tell you this one, I'm madly passionate about it. And I'm not somebody who thrives on negativity, because negativity is a perception that anybody could see in many different ways and forms. To me, I'd look for the opportunity, and as I told you earlier on, when there's a challenge, I love it. The reason I work all of these late hours is because as a leader, I'm supposed to be with my people during the day. I'm supposed to be driving my team. I'm supposed to be resolving things and decision-making on the spot. So really the only time that I have my time is when everybody leaves. If they leave. but definitely it's meant that I have to have a very supportive network around me, and an understanding from people who know me is that I'm very passionate about getting results. I'm very passionate about delivering, and if they want to find me, they'll find me at work.
Great. Yeah. So you have, like many entrepreneurs here, I can bet that a lot of them have sleepless nights. Do you also have sleepless nights on your job? Because now you are the CEO, you have got everything, the systems are in place. Life should be great, right?
The system is never in place. There's always something that we can improve, and I'm always looking for innovation. I'm always looking for improvement. And I think for those entrepreneurs here, they can understand that the responsibilities of each entrepreneur might be very different, but they always want to drive and make their businesses and they're successful. But what does success mean? And to everybody and every individual, it's different. All I know is success means that you are progressing, and you will never, from my advice and what I've seen in my experience, never wait till something is 100% accurate, because sometimes you'll never get there. But as long as you're making progression, and as long as you're taking those steps and doing something and improving and taking the risks, calculated risks, and moving that step forward, that's what moves business and what drives a corporation as well. I mean, if I was to go to my bosses and say, you know, I'm going to wait until that report is 100% accurate, or I'm not going to build that building, or we're not going to enter that country until we get it absolutely right, and we don't take those, then the competition would beat us. But if I enter and I build it as and when we go, similarly as an entrepreneur or in SMEs and the decisions that you have to make, it's very difficult if you're a perfectionist. I don't want to say that for those of you who are perfectionists, it's the wrong thing to do. But perfection can be done in baby steps as well. It can be done in little isolated components. If you get one right, perfectly done, you can get the next one perfectly done. But sometimes I've discovered the hard way, when I was always looking to get the right solution, always looking to get it right before it's launched, always getting it right before you take that step, things took too long. And many times somebody else did it. Many times the competition beat us to it. Many times the idea fell through. So you got to learn how to take that first step and continually progressing. And that's what I think anybody would measure any organization on. Even your own success, you know, is built upon, you know, how much further you've ended up being in a year, how much further you've gone in that month or in 2 years. And you're not going to wait until that business plan is 100% accurate, if you know what I mean. And
okay, now, so anybody has any questions to ask?
When you think about selecting members of your team, now whether they're working with you directly or for your organization in general, what qualities are you looking for? What's really important for you?
passion and motivated drive before anything else. Today, and from my 25 years of working in different organizations and coming across and interviewing thousands of people, I would say that the best performers that I've seen are the ones who have that drive and that passion, more so than the experience. People are quick learners as well. We're all smart. You're not going to hire somebody who doesn't have the competency set. But it doesn't mean that they have to have the exact experience that you need. People learn. People can be motivated just like myself, and I take it from how I built up my career. I didn't know everything, and I still don't know everything. But I know that today in the workplace, my team show me their passion in getting something done, and that's, to me, a lot more important than just having a beautifully written up CV with experience that you may have, but if that person doesn't have that passion and drive and knowing what motivates them, then I look for people who have passion.
Sir, here I would like to elaborate. How do you find, because everybody I have interviewed, they always project themselves as very passionate people. Then in their earlier jobs, everybody, by the way, they have achieved their targets by like 200%. and everybody's CV is amazing these days, you know. Do you have some kind of a trick question or something which you know that, okay, this person has got amazing passions?
Well,
Give us some secret.
again, learning and interviewing so many people, you become better at at interviewing and the skills of interviewing and really learning how you interview and what questions to ask. But usually you can find out how much passion a person has by not asking work-related questions.
Okay.
Asking them what they like to do. Ask them how they solve a situation. Ask them really what situation or what problem that they actually experienced in their life and how they got out of it. And ask them about a particular hobby and ask them what do they like doing outside of work. And really passion, once you have it as a character or a trait, can be translated even in the workplace.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not saying it's the only thing to ask, but there are questions that you ask. My success in finding out what people are passionate about, and it reflects in the workplace, is when generally I ask them about things that are not related to work and not related to their experience at work.
And then you read between the lines if
Yes.
somebody is...
Yes.
I know Mr. Ramy Jallad since 16 years now. Yeah. My question to Mr. Ramy, I watch you 16 years shining all the time, acting like a superstar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, having step by
We
step.
just met after maybe what?
10
10 years now?
yeah. 10
Today?
years.
10
10
years.
years,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And actually, I came